In the Parshas Acharei Mos Kedoshim that we read this forthcoming Shabbos Kodesh, Kadosh Baruch Hu comes through Moshe Rabbeinu and warns Klal Yisrael in accordance with the understanding of Rashi, Kamasi Eretz Mitzrayim Asher Yishavtem Bo Lo Sa'asu, that you are never again to repeat any of the things that you were accustomed to, either observing or partaking of in the land of Egypt. Ukamasi Eretz Canaan Asher Ani Mevi Eschem Shama Lo Sa'asu. But neither are you to engage in the activities commonly found within the land of Canaan, Eretz Yisrael, to which I am bringing you. And you are not to walk in their ways, but rather you are to hearken to the mishpatim and the chukos that I have given you. And Rashi explains that both places, Egypt, Mitzrayim, and Eretz Canaan, as they will find it upon entering the land, are places that are mukakola mikola umos. They are more corrupt than any of the other places of residence of the nations of the world. So be careful, Klal Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is instructing them. The Kli Yakar, on the other hand, offers an entirely different explanation of what the Psukim are telling us, and I feel that it is so poignant to well understand them, particularly today on Hey Iyur. Says the Sfarno, Kamasi Eretz Mitzrayim Asher Yishavtem Bo Lo Sa'asu. Kadosh Baruch Hu is taking Klal Yisrael to task, informing them that when I took you to Egypt, I never meant for you to be anything other than Gerim, anything other than foreigners. However, Vayeshev Yisrael be'eretz Goshen, you, the nation of Israel, sought to acclimate to your surroundings, and indeed sought to integrate amongst the people that were found in Egypt. And what a terrible mistake that was. Moreover, continues the Kodesh Baruch Hu, that's Egypt. But be careful. Understand that your entry into the land of Israel is one in which, explains the Kli Yakar, Asher ani mevi eschem shama, that I am bringing you against your will into the land of Israel. And notwithstanding the fact that it was the most chaviv of all dvarim, the most endearing of all things to the Avos, to Avram and Yitzchak and Yaakov, and to Klal Yisrael's grandparents. But all of you turned to me through Moshe Rabbeinu and said, Mi yitein museinu b'yad Hashem be'eretz Mitzrayim. Oh, how more fortunate we would be to return to Egypt, to perish in Egypt, rather than suffering the day-to-day norm of the midbar of the desert. Let us return to the land of Egypt. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu, says the Kli Yakar, effectively took Klal Yisrael in a very roundabout fashion, knowing that otherwise they would have returned to the land of Egypt. He took them in a very roundabout fashion to Eretz Yisrael, to the promised land where we belong. Asher ani mevi eschem shama lo sasu. Never ever take the fact that you are to be found within the land of Israel for granted, says the Kodesh Baruch Hu. For were it not for the fact that I took you there and settled you within the region, you would not be there. And you would not have such a place to call home. Let's reflect for a moment what Eretz Yisrael is. It is first and foremost the birthplace of the world, the Even HaShasiyah, the creation of man. It is the place that we interface with the Kadosh Baruch Hu at the most significant nexus between ourselves and the Almighty, by the Makom HaMikdash on Har HaMoriah. It is the place that houses the largest yeshiva in the world. It is the only place that guarantees the Jew the right of return and the right of protection, ultimate protection to the Jew, is solely in the land of Israel. It is the land that has seen fit to invent and develop and to share the drip irrigation technology that is used in worldwide cultivation of plants with less water. It boasts the highest percentage of scientists and engineers in the world. It has more companies listed on the NASDAQ exchange than any other country other than China and the United States. It's a world leader in high-tech and research development, spending nearly 5% of its GDP on innovation. It can boast of the most moral army in the Middle East and has opened its doors to those fleeing from Sudan and from the Ukraine. It represents not colonialism so much as a return of our people to our land. It has granted temporary residency to thousands. It offers free in vitro fertilization treatments to couples trying to conceive. It invented the cherry tomato. It invented, effectively, the such greatly needed Iron Dome. It guarantees freedom of expression and freedom of association for all of its citizens. And indeed, it is the only place in the world where we, Amcha Yisrael, could walk its streets and feel safe, stepping aside from those who seek our destruction as a people, as a nation of God. We don't experience the anti-Semitism that is to be found even in the United States of America, whether in Brooklyn or in all the other states. It is the only place in the world where we can walk on Erev Shabbos and see little kinderlich, little children with peklach of challah and candy and flowers and wine. It's the only place where you can look at a person who doesn't look like he or she is religious, because they're not, and nonetheless you can say, Shabbat Shalom. It's the only place where you could effectively grab an individual without a yarmulke from the street and say, we need a minyan. And according to Moshe Zatzal, count him towards the 10 required of a quorum. Why, it's the only place that as a country celebrates Yom Tov on its various levels. But it knows what a Yom Tov is. It knows what Pesach is. It knows what Sukkot is. It knows what Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is. It knows what Bris Milah is. It knows what proper burial, Kedas Chedin, is. It knows what proper Nisuin, marriage is. Ashereinu matov chalkeinu, umanoim goraleinu. There are many, Baruch Hashem, who said Hallel this morning. Many without a bracha, half Hallel. Some without a bracha, whole Hallel. Some whole Hallel with a bracha. And then there are many, if not even more so, who did not recite Hallel this morning in any form or fashion. More Jews than not did not, because they don't begin to appreciate what Eretz Yisrael is. And there are many who did not, because it's their Mesorah from their rabbeim, because of their lamdus, resulting at the end of the day in not reciting Hallel. And that too need be respected and understood. But with certainty, we need be in agreement that no one should not feel like saying Hallel today. That there is so much to say Hallel for. And if we didn't thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Shema Kolenu, or if we yet don't thank him and fail to do so at Mincha time in Shema Kolenu, to simply say, Ribbon Shalom, I may not be a voting member, a citizen of Eretz Yisrael, and I may not agree with much of what is determined by the government of Israel. And I may not have recited Hallel this morning. But Ribbon Shalom, thank you so much for granting me what my grandparents were never granted, and their parents before them. Thank you so much for our homeland. Thank you so much for the greatest gift in the past generation. Modem anachnu lach. How grateful do we need be to appreciate where our home, in fact, actually is, and to appreciate exactly what kind of home we have been given. Have a wonderful Shabbos.